Alrighty then, you all know this case. You've seen it, it's really hyped, but what is all the hype about? Welcome guys, my name is Vlad and this would be the magnificent Hyte Y60 case. Really, and I mean it, it's a really odd looking case, also known as a fish tank in the PC community. At least it gives that first impression. To be honest, looking at this case like this when it first came, my first thought was, oh wait, this case would be incredibly tough to build a PC in and work with. Long story short, I was wrong on so many levels. But first, a message from our sponsor. Looking for affordable Windows or Office keys? Look no further, I got you covered. Head over to scdkey.com, pick your Windows edition, use my discount code LE25 to get a 25% on any Windows or Office products. Once you complete your order, after a few seconds you will receive your code. In Windows, go to Settings, there should be an Activate Windows prompt at the bottom. Click that, enter your code and wait for Windows to finish activation. To check the activation status, use the command prompt with the command slmgr.vbs/xpr and you should receive a notification that the machine is permanently activated. Once again, use code LE25 at scdkey.com. Back to our fish tank. As you can see, it has triple tempered glass panels, although all removable. The middle one is not advisable to be removed as it has a structural support. You could remove it, but risking the roof sagging down or bending. For now, let's leave it on. Top and bottom kind of have these thicker metal parts. This is both an aesthetic thing, but also a purposely placed like this, which we will be exploring later. Why it is like that. Bottom strip also hides a conveniently placed front I/O panel, which includes a mic and headphone combo jack, two USB 3.2 ports, a large illuminated power button and USB Type-C port. The side panel is held by pegs in place and it also has thumb screw in the back. It's all easily removable, and I know there is something inside that you can't miss. This, guys, is so far the best looking PCIe 4.0 riser solution I have ever seen. No wonder why Hyte is calling this a luxurious riser. It also has case angle patterns on it, it follows that design. The interior of the case is something different from the usual cases. The motherboard support is excellent up to EA80X and all sub-sizes as well. There is a large cutout on top of the motherboard tray so you can route all the cables there. Rubber grommets for all major cables on the side, and these are also something special. I call them the Batman grommets. They remind me of Batman. But this shape also serves a purpose. It kind of helps the cable to be better angled, not just come out straight bent on the other side. Side has two fan mounting places for either two 120 or two 140mm fans, also 240 or 280 radiators here. The bottom portion of the case also follows the angular design pattern and it has a purpose. Since it is only possible to mount a GPU in vertical orientation here, you can see that there are some fans in the bottom chamber. Well, now you know why the upper and bottom chambers are thicker. If we turn this case on a side and remove the bottom mesh filter, there are two Hyte Flow 120mm fans here. You can of course change these for better fans if you wish so, and even for two 140 fans. These fans here in the bottom blow fresh air directly through and through, not just to the GPU. This achieves the flow of fresh air through the GPU cooler fins, just like a CPU cooler does. Efficiently, this keeps GPU temps much lower, so now you know why everything here has its purpose. This is called a cold floor. Let's quickly check the back fan support. It's a single 120mm fan place, only with pre-installed Hyte Flow fan, but also on the back side Hyte cleverly hid two storage bays. These are storage caddies technically, with support for up to two 3.5-inch drives or four 2.5-inch drives, as each caddy can support two of 2.5-inch drives at the same time. This is also where the accessory box comes. From this angle you can also see why GPU orientation is only possible in vertical position. Oh, and yes, the PSU is mounted in the back chamber. And now back of the case, the whole panel follows that angular pattern, which also serves as the air ventilation with an integrated fine mesh filter in it. It's easily to clean, so it's not removable, but it's a clever solution. It's clearer now to see how things work around this case. Up top there is that large cutout for the motherboard cables, you can see the storage bays. This is the PSU mounting place, it intakes fresh air through the rear panel and exhausts it at the back. Here are the intake fan mounting rails, as mentioned, two 120 or two 140mm fans or 240 or 280 reds here. Of course, Batman grommets, such a clever idea. Hyte logo is here, and except the Hyte branding at the back, this is the only branding mark. Of course, a large cutout at the back of the motherboard tray for easier CPU cooler installation or replacing with a bunch of zip tie points for neat cable management. Top of the case, as well as the rest of the case, follows that angular approach, and yes, you guessed it, integrated dust filter. Up top there is a place for 3 120mm fans or 240 or 360 radiator support, nothing else due to the restrictions of the inner chamber. The fan or the radiator mount is removable from the case, so you can easily mount it outside of the case and just drop it in. Top chamber thickness, you know that front metal strip, well, technically it hides the AIO and fans here, leading to a more pleasing image of what's inside the case. I love how everything here has its unique function. Oh, these two big holes up top here, they are here for easier cable management and plugging all of the connectors on top of the motherboard. Again, clever implementation. Okay, building in this case, as I said, I thought it's gonna be a nightmare. Turns out that is super easy and friendly, considering that Hyte brand is owned by iBuyPower company, a company that specializes in selling custom PCs. They kind of know a thing or two and maybe 3 or 4 things about building PCs and what is most annoying when building. So this is why we have this unusual case shape with dimensions that are 456mm in length, 285mm wide and 462mm high, and unbelievable 60 liters of volume if you decide to make it a fish tank. CPU cooler height is up to 160mm because of the rear chamber, and it is not advisable to use air coolers in this case. The GPU support is up to 375mm and triple slot T cards like this 470 Ti that I used. At some point you might need to remove the front glass panel. It's easily doable with 3 screws located at the side, so you can connect the GPU cables easily. So this case is designed to be used with AIO in mind. Technically, the best possible scenario in terms of the best possible cooling is to use 2 side fans for intake, 2 bottom fans for GPU cooling also as an intake, 360 radiator AIO up top and the rear fan for the exhaust as well. This gives the GPU super cool fresh air which moves through the heatsink fins and goes up top where this excess heat is picked up by top fans. With this orientation, this GPU saw idle temps of 27 degrees almost constantly, partially thanks to the latest Arctic P12 Max fans that I installed in the bottom. These are little monsters, inaudible typhoons, and max temps of only 58 degrees after hours of gaming. Pretty insane, I know, because the same card in normal horizontal orientation goes up to 70 degrees. CPU cooling is also in check. i9-12900K goes up to 50 max while gaming and up to 75 when stress testing in Cinebench R23. The bottom fans help too, as the case has like a chimney style cooling with all the air going from the bottom to the top, with the side fans just giving a little push, as well with front angle glass panels, so it channels that air in front of the GPU for the intake. Told ya, it all has purpose and function in this case. There is something that I don't like. GPU and especially triple slot RTX 40 cards are sitting too close to the glass. Yeah, bottom and side fans help a lot, but I don't know, it's maybe me. There is like a 2 cm of space left between the glass and GPU. Surely I did not see any problems with cooling, but again, too close. The design of the case needs no commenting, no words. I mean, it's strange, odd, mysterious, maybe intimidating at first, as it's a dual chamber design case, so you might think, no way I can put all of my hardware in there, but turns out you can, with plenty of spare room for the cable management. And this was my biggest concern, but seriously, zero issues here. It even supports large PSUs. Regarding the quality of the case, if you ever seen a fractal design case and you know that level of quality, yep, this is it. Maybe a little bit strange are these bottom legs, as they go in this funky orientation, kind of twisted, but yeah, it stays in place, so I'm good with it. I think that Hyte created a monster here. They made this case not just to impress, but to address all the issues other cases have when you start building your PC. They nailed the cooling solution, especially for the GPU. No way ever that a GPU would be able to cool with these temperatures in a regular orientation, not even with the fans on the side of the case, as the heat would bounce back from the motherboard, or even worse, it will be concentrated in there. Once again, we have to mention the riser cable. Seriously, the best looking PCIe riser cable on the market today. And it also is available as a separate purchase from Hyte's website if you want to use this riser in some other case. Plus points to Hyte for doing this. So yeah, this case is all about airflow and aesthetics to complement it all. Of course, this all comes with a price that is $199 for a premium aesthetic case, as it is advertised as. It's completely worth the asking price. Available in white, black and red color as well. So yeah guys, the hype for this case is real. It's hard to get, as it seems that everybody wants one, so what are you waiting for? The review is over, go get that case, sub to the channel and see you in the next one.